Welcome to Wine Road, the wine, when, and where of Northern Sonoma County. I'm your host, Marci Gordon, with Beth Costa, Executive Director of the Wine Road.
Thanks to Ron Rubin, we're able to keep our podcast rolling along. The financial support of River Road Family Vineyards and Winery allows us to keep recording, keep sipping wine, and keep sharing stories with our listeners. Check out their website at riverroadvineyards.com and explore their Chardonnay, as well as a finely crafted Pinot Noir from the Russian River Valley. That's riverroadvineyards.com. And hey, thanks, Ron, for allowing us to make this show happen.
Welcome to episode 246. Today, our guest is Janae Franicevic from Sunce Winery.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy you're here. You're such a good guest. We haven't seen you in a while.
And she brought some good wine. So
yes, that's what, she's a double gold star good guest.
Yeah.
So what is it that we're sipping on here, Janae?
The 21 vintage Pinot Noir from our estate. I think this particular one is clone 777. It is, we have two clones, 667 and 777. So we do 3 Pinots from that small vineyard, single clones, and then the cuvee of the two where we harvest them together.
Wow, this is beautiful.
So the winery is located right there on Olivet Road in Santa Rosa. And is this vineyard property right there also?
Yeah, it's it's a backyard winery. The house is in the front. Our office is in the tasting room.
Party in the back.
That's what I was just going to say.
In the front,
I was
party in the
sipping,
back.
So I couldn't spit that out quick enough.
Yeah, so we have the vineyard is the first thing we did when we bought the horse property and converted it from scratch.
So when was that?
In 98, we bought the property. It was really, I had just $15,000 to tie up the property. And I had convinced Ronnie to look at it, he was thinking it was for rent or for lease. And he said, oh, there's a barn. He's used to that. Put a winery there. But he didn't fathom that we would be buying it. And
Surprise!
So I talked to the owner. It had been on the market for a while. Convinced them to carry it back to save capital gains taxes. And wrote a business plan, got the bank to give me the money for the down payment. I only had the $15,000 to tie it up because there were other offers. And then... to pay the mortgage the first time, that came with a tractor. And I had to sell the tractor to pay the mortgage and try to get the tasting room open as soon as possible.
I love hearing this so much because I think
people think everything's just turnkey.
Well, and people just think, oh, you're the winery owner. It's like the lord of the whatever. So when people hear what people have done to start their winery, I mean, it's
a risk.
It's some passion and some belief in yourself and a plan. And, that's really rolling the dice. It's
scrounging
awesome.
the floor for quarters for gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when you could get gas.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you sold the tractor, you paid the mortgage, and here we are today.
Yeah, we built the winery building and developed the rest. We had to borrow more money to do that, but now we had something to borrow against.
The house was there. You had the house and the vineyard property. That's what you bought.
It was a horse property, yeah, but we planted the vineyard. That was the first thing we did.
Yeah.
And then we developed we laid the foundation and put a steel building there for the winery. There was a nice little horse barn that we've converted for the case goods, we call it. And then there was this weird little building that the previous owner kind of lived in without electricity, and we converted that into the tasting room.
And now there's electricity.
Yeah. Yeah, he would bathe naked. We'd bathe with his horses, his big... I had to keep the horses there for a while.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's make a deal. We'll keep the horses. I love that.
Yeah. So before that, we were always a brick and mortar winery. So we always had our own bottling line, our own winery, but we had leased, where Battaglini is, we'd leased that before he retired and wanted to be a winery too. Yeah. Before that, we were at where Freeman is, here in Sebastopol at the old Cherry Ridge Winery.
Oh, yeah.
So we've always had our own thing, our own brick and mortar, but we hadn't owned anything yet.
Yeah.
And I think my story is that's important to me as I get older is to let people know that I didn't just marry into it, because when they see the age difference, they think that.
No.
So when I met him, he didn't own anything, and he was kind of unemployed, if you think about it. And so
It's always the
we love
woman
Frane.
behind the man that makes it happen.
Yeah, there you go.
I wrote the business plan and did the direct-to-the-consumer immediately,
Yeah.
and started building the club before clubs were popular.
And what you
You
put
really
in the
pioneered
first
that.
vineyard you put in was Pinot? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what else is there? Is that all?
Just the Pinot, but now we have other vineyards. So
Yeah.
we have Chardonnay and Zen and another Pinot vineyard.
That you have or that you
Lease.
buy from? Or lease. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't plan on buying anything else. I got to pay for what I have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of growers they don't make wine. They're just growing and selling to wineries. And
Yeah, and I'm against doing the farming too, but we're doing that. Frani thought we've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Farming, it's expensive and you get to control the quality, but
Right.
I like to diversify. And so we have a lot of other things that we have long-term relationships with.
Yeah.
And then I have 5 to 15% that I just do on spot market and rotate every year. Keep it interesting.
This is delicious. I was listening, but I was thinking about this wine I was just drinking. I can't multitask. Listen and sip wine. I don't know.
For our listeners, and maybe this is too deep, but on the clone 777, what properties or qualities does that bring to Pinot? Because people hear different things, but what about that is special, and why do you choose that for this wine?
Well, we planted 667, Dijon clone 667 and 777.
Oh, okay, both of them.
together, and the idea is that they complement one another. However, going with our model, we like to diversify our production and make small lots. So we make a single clone, and then we also do them together. So if in this particular harvest year, let's say this was 21, we had a bad late frost. So this is only 5 barrels.
Wow.
And we probably should have just done the 2 of them together, but we did all 3. But we were able to harvest it together that year, I do remember, because they ripened at the same time. But the 777 tends to be more earthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have that facing east, I think. And then the other one's facing west, the 667. And usually they ripen at the same time. And we like the Burgundy style. We have the sandy loamy soil, which is the Laguna of Santa Rosa, really.
Right.
So we have enough water. We don't really need to do much irrigation. We have a natural drainage, which we use the erosion control from that dressage arena from the horses. For
wow.
that.
Interesting.
You make so many wines.
It's
I mean, it's crazy.
well, I'm grateful that we do it. It's a lot of work, but
And a lot of them are just so small production.
yes, and I think it speaks to our ability to be nimble in this environment, this whatever you want to call the wine economy right now. We can pivot quickly. We can be nimble, and it also just makes us better winemakers because we learn from one varietal, from one region,
Right.
and we could apply that knowledge
There
to
is
others.
a lot to learn. Also, it's kind of, I mean, it's probably a nightmare to manage it all, but
But it'd
how
be more fun to offer.
How fun to have,
Yeah.
I come in, I'm going to find anything I want, or I'm going to find something I've never had before.
Right.
And the experience to come there and taste is just, it's very dynamic.
Thank you.
So are you doing Rhones? You doing Italian varietals? What are you spreading out into?
Oh, so we have the menu. The tasting room menu is like a little trip around the world.
Wow.
And at the beginning of harvest, when all the interns come to work at other wineries, big wineries, they always stop at Sunce first because they know their country is going to be represented. So we have a Dornfelder from Germany. Really, that's a German red.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Dornfelder,
Yeah,
yeah.
I should have brought it.
I mean, Marci knows everything. But
Some
I
of
don't.
its parentage is Pinot Noir. So
Yes.
it was developed to address the pale colors Pinot Noirs from
It
Germany,
grows well here.
which is the 3rd largest producer of Pinot Noir, Germany.
Yeah.
People forget. And it's very nice. I just it's not as serious a wine, and I think it's a fun one to have on the bar. And we got a best of class at the
fun to
San
say,
Francisco
too.
Chronicle
Wow.
on that one. Yeah, a lowly Dornfelder took
Yeah.
a best of class. But we have Croatia. We have Teran, which is
Love Teran.
I should have brought that for you, Marci. I'm sorry.
Well, everything you say, Marci's going to
Well,
go, oh, I love
but
it.
I am a huge fan of Croatian wines.
Right, I remember
just
that.
so love them. And Teran is like a special, If you love Teran, you're special. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a very ancient varietal, and it was one of the only red varietals that was mentioned by the name of the varietal going back to, some people say the Old Testament, but in ancient literature.
Yeah.
And so it's not just referenced red wine. It says Teran,
Yeah.
and ours is really good. It got a gold medal, and
Wow.
the Malvasia Nera is the one I think I brought last time
Yes,
that you like.
that was beautiful.
And we have one in the barrels right now, too, that I'm very excited about from Teldeschi. Oh, I want to talk about how this, all this weirdness with the supposed grape glut and everything has impacted us, and how we're able to take advantage of some new opportunities.
Right.
For example, usually you'll see my list, and it has some outside regions. Everything is Sonoma and a little bit of Napa.
Yeah.
And from Teldeschi, I was able to get the Malvasia Nera.
Nice.
You should come and taste it. We'll do barrel tasting. It's at 25 vintage.
Yeah. There are opportunities in all the craziness.
Right.
When you're on the fringes like we are, you can do that.
And also, like you said, to be able to pivot, and you're so savvy with how to approach it that I could see there's a lot to take advantage of.
Yeah, I do all the sourcing in all the relationships with the vineyards. So sometimes Franny doesn't know what's coming at him. And then on paper, I do the blends. But then, he argues with me. It's a back and forth. But
It's a typical marriage.
it
Yes.
is.
The results are great.
Thank you. Yeah, and we just keep it small. And this year, I think we've reduced it a tad. Last year, we made exactly 49 different wines.
Oh,
That's
man.
including the blends, right? But
Wow.
But I mean,
but still.
that's unheard of, really.
And I brought the 25 vintage. I'm already selling futures of it, and I just love that part of this. I can't wait for the new vintage because I need something new to sell.
Right.
Honestly, I'm a salesperson, and it's just it's so exciting. I have a Lagrein. We made that before. I really love it.
We tasted that.
Yeah.
You brought that once.
Did I back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. We have the Orsi fruit and the Nebbiolo. We're Nebbiolo people. We've been making Nebbiolo for maybe 3 decades, and this is super because it's our first Sonoma County.
Oh, cool.
A lot of things have opened up for us. And then the Montepulciano, I did bring one of those, but the one in the barrel is a 25 from Orsi.
I would say Orsi does that, yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to get hold of that Orsi. He wouldn't let me. That Mark wouldn't let me. This is for you, Mark, but let's talk about it later. This rare varietal that I can't even pronounce, it's got a lot of syllables. He has it. And I like their wines, and I like their hospitality there. I like that you can go there, and I think, what is the game? You could have your own little
Bocce?
Yeah, but I thought they had another.
That's a sweet setup there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Also, Alicante Boucher from Teldeschi, Carignan, Old Vine. It's all red clay soil, too. Wow. And then, Dobrasic. I thought I was going to tell you about this because you're a Croatian thing. So this is our second vintage with a Dry Creek Valley Dobrasic, which is from Dennis Hill. His family's native of the Pelisac Peninsula. I might have that wrong, but some part of Croatia.
Right.
And he went back there and he took some clippings, and he's developed a vineyard in Dry Creek.
Oh, my gosh. I haven't heard about that even.
And
Wow.
So we have one in the barrel and one about to be bottled. And it's delicious. It's more of that, what you like, the minerality and the red.
Yeah.
So I think
just that there's like a life force in those wines.
they're alive for sure. I like that description. I might steal it.
Please.
Life force.
I gift it to you.
I usually write them down when she comes out with them because I forget later. Like, oh,
No,
so
but
good.
that's how I feel when I drink those wines.
Yeah. And then we have Sagrantino. I love Sagrantino. And this one's from Knights Valley. I did a Napa. I sourced a Napa Tempranillo. And it was a great deal. And then I have Malbec and Cabernet Franc from Rock Pile from Branham Vineyards. And there's also Sangiovese from Orsi. And it's in Grenache. We do really well with Grenache.
I love Grenache.
Yeah. And then we do the
Grenache's
Bordeaux.
so versatile too.
Yeah.
We also do a good representation of Bordeaux.
Yeah.
But I think the Grenache, we win best of class. That's probably our best-selling Rhone varietal. 2 years at the Sonoma County Harvest Fair on the same wine.
That's really amazing. The Harvest Fair is a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this vintage because, of course, nothing would ripen at first, and we were concerned. But we remember what happened in 23, the same thing. And so we just thought, the rules have changed.
go.
Mother
Yeah.
Nature,
Right.
she's...
It'll unfold.
different.
It'll
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so we left them on the vine later. In fact, we weren't... the last grapes came in at like the 10th or 12th, I can't remember, of November.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
We
was
were
quite
pressing-
the year because we had such a cold. We had no summer.
Yeah.
It was just cold.
We were pressing almost till Thanksgiving, so... And we're not alone. That's kind of a thing about the 25 vintage. It was
Right.
different.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was different.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
I mean, the world is
Everything's
changed.
different.
And, I want to say that
Everything's
people
different.
really need their wine
Yeah.
right now more than ever.
But it's just the truth.
Yes. It's when you pop that cork, the sound, you say to yourself, I'm a grown-up.
I'm gonna
I deserve
relax.
this.
I'm going to relax.
And then when you go glug, 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 breathe.
Relax. Sip. Breathe.
Yeah. How old am I? I'm going to be 58. And so I've been doing it now for 30 years. And I've spent my whole adult life doing it. Wow. Really, if you count it,
Well, yeah.
So our eldest is 30. And then I always go by her age to figure out how long I've been doing this. But it's a long time. And so I've been serving the public and pouring wine and selling wine in various ways on the phone to my own people. And for a long time. And I have some ideas about what works. And I love talking to people on the phone. It's a lot like being with them in person because we already have the relationship. They've already been here.
Do you do any Zoom kinds of tastings at all with people or not?
I did that during the pandemic.
And then you quit?
And I should have kept it up, but because we did so well with it, and they were
People like
comical.
it.
They were just funny.
Well, I think that people got so. I mean, I feel like a lot of wineries, everybody got thrown into doing that immediately and not knowing what they were doing. But people fine-tuned it and figured it out, and I think that customers love it. I wish more people would do it because, if you're a fan of Sunce from Florida, you can't be here every 2 months, but you could stay connected better.
Yeah.
You can call them, but I think don't you want to see people? I want to see your face.
Yeah, and I think they find a sense of community, and
Yeah.
also they're looking for some comic relief.
Right.
Those things were really funny. When
Yeah,
we
they
did
don't
them.
expect perfection and production. They expect just the real you,
No, off the cuff is the best, and
Absolutely.
so we would ship them the wine. We would cut it right from the barrel, so we did it for barrel tasting.
Yeah.
We'd cut some samples from the barrel and send it to them, and we had a lot of people come on, and it was Franny and I were back at the barrels doing it. We should do it again because I have some old timer customers that I do ship them samples for the
Samples.
futures,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
how
they
cool.
get all their hunting buddies
Well, yeah.
together, and then they have this big party, and then
Right.
together they put in about. Well, I just shipped them 42
Yeah.
cases. They just bought. I am so grateful for the people that have supported us all
Yeah.
these years.
With your 3 girls, do you see any of them? Do they have interest in it?
They were just here for the holidays, and yes. So one is a lawyer, and then one is a filmmaker. She lives in the filmmaker. Sunce is the namesake of the winery, and she was just here updating the website for me. But she has her career, and then the eldest is the lawyer in Manhattan. She works at Eric Holder's law firm, and then the youngest just graduated from college. She's 21, and she is at home working at the winery.
And
Nice.
and is that what she's going to want to do?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I always say we do this so that they can do something better. I don't really believe in the whole legacy thing because this is a livelihood for us, and we do it for a living, and we've made a living at it for over 3 decades and raised our kids doing it, and I think that's a success story.
Oh, it's definitely a success. I think it's interesting how many kids we've been having, and they're not kids at this point, they're in their 30s or whatever, but how many from winery families left because that's how they grew up and they had no interest and they wanted to do other things. But then they came back. They came back on their own accord.
I
they
want
didn't
that.
have to. Yeah, so I was just wondering if
When
any of
they
them were
get-
kind of leaning towards.
Well, I was thinking that too. With there's a possibility that could happen.
I think you just don't know. And that, like even the one in Manhattan, by the time she's 40, she might be like, peace out, I'm done with this. And,
Yeah.
sitting on a vineyard is pretty enticing.
Yes, I think, and they feel very protective of it because they grew up there.
Yeah,
And they care about it.
right.
So when they come home, instead of relaxing, they're always working.
Like, what can we do next? What can we help you with, or what? Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. So, who knows what the future holds? But I'm still young, relatively.
Right.
Yes.
And Franny, he's amazing. He is in great shape. He still makes all the wine, and he has Jose as his sidekick, and they do all of it.
Yeah.
Just the two of them. And
Your other daughter should make a film about them.
Yeah.
she has made some ones that I don't really care for that much, but she likes comedy, so she likes. I told her we should do some because
Even just for posterity and just to record the relationship and the scene. I mean, that would be very cool. To,
Yeah.
You have a filmmaker in the family.
I agree. They've had to work on the bottling line because we have our own bottling line.
Yeah.
And they've had to do stuff, a lot of stuff growing up.
A lot of new stuff.
Yeah, they had to work, and that's it builds character. They, kids have jobs during high school. I mean, you could call it child labor. They started pretty young, I have to say. But
it's not child labor if they're your kids.
We can't turn them in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. They look back on it fondly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. So I had mentioned when we did our last show a couple of weeks ago, I kind of highlighted the events that we have coming up. And I said I have a winery owner coming on in a couple of weeks who's passionate about barrel tasting.
Let me tell you.
And that's you. You're the woman who's...
Okay.
So Janae's on the board of directors for the Wine Road. And she has said quite clearly at a board meeting that she doesn't want to deal with this past, present, and future. Barrel tasting is about barrel tasting and not about the library wines or current vintages. And she really encouraged the board to think through the fact that barrel tasting really is the signature event for the Wine Road. As we're going into our 48th year of barrel tasting for the 50th anniversary, and we should really try to embrace how it started and why it is impactful for the wineries and how interesting and unique the experience is. So take it away, baby.
Okay. So I covet barrel tasting. I depend on it. I love it. And I can't wait for it. So
I know.
Generally, I have to debut the barrels at Winter Wineland just so that I can test drive them. I already have my futures form ready, and I've already had people back at the barrels. And barrel tasting is it's a tradition. It's a time-honored tradition. We get back there, we share that time with the patron, and we honor the whole thing by tasting the new vintage, and it's a bonding thing. Mm-hmm. We're initiating that vintage. It's exciting and it's comforting all at the same time. And it's tradition. And people, they have it on their calendars. They've been coming for decades.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're coming with their adult kids. Mm-hmm. So it's really important. And we've built our business on barrel tasting and futures. And anytime you come to Sunce, you could survey them and ask them, the customers, how they found Sunce. And more than likely, they found us during barrel tasting. And we do really great with the food. We spend money on the food, and we feed people because they need to taste those barrels. It's they need to fortify themselves for that, and they buy futures. So at Sunce, you get 40% off the futures off the price.
And do you have to buy a case? You can buy half a case. How does it work?
So because we have such a long list, we have for the 25 vintage, we have 42 different wines. So you can do 3 bottles.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you have to place a case order.
Right.
But you can diversify your order.
Mix it.
Yeah. So, you don't want to get less than that because then the whole purpose of aging the wine and watching it develop.
Yeah. To me, 6 is great because you could open a bottle every 3 months or 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. But we want to get people started on barrel tasting. So, hey, I've been known to let them, place a half a case.
Well, and you get that's a hook. They loved it, and so they'll come back the next time, or they'll come to the next event, or whatever.
But I think you're so right. The essence and the tradition of barrel tasting is its own thing. I remember when the first time I bought futures, like the first time I went to a barrel tasting, it was the coolest thing ever because you're really participating in that winery. You're supporting
Right.
this coming back. I mean, it's very full circle and very integrated. I love that. And then getting the wine and getting like the whole case and trying it and seeing how it aged. I mean, I think some people just drink the wine, but I mean, I was so geeked out, like how I was really noticing how it was changing and how it was different. But how you can tell, even in the barrel, you know where it's going to go. You have an idea, and that you're just investing in that. I love that.
What I like to say, by March anyway, by March the wines have been there for, 5-6 months.
Yeah.
And they are, as of yet, unmasked by oak. So they're their true selves. It's the perfect time to qualify them for purchase. And then from there, they just get more muted. Softer is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
With the oak. So the best time really is to taste them before they're heavily influenced by the oak. And it's just, that's what they do in Primeur in Bordeaux. And that's obviously who we stole the idea from, right, Beth?
Well, definitely, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about that. We did a whole article somewhere along the line about that.
Yeah.
Years ago.
So, they're starting to do what we're doing and do it direct to the consumer more. But, you have to have a buying history in Bordeaux to be able to qualify for that.
Right.
So you have to be a big spender or have at least bought during a year that's deemed challenging so that they know that you're committed.
You're serious.
Yeah. I look forward to it every year. It's a huge part of what we do. People join the allocations club, which we call our club, so that they can get a deeper discount on the futures. And the futures are 50% off for members.
Wow.
We cut out the middleman, and it says right here.
Get straight to the consumer.
Yeah, you're right. So they're getting the as a member, they're getting FOB pricing, half of retail, and then the other one, if you don't join, you're still getting 40% off.
Right.
And so it's a huge. We need the cash.
Well, I think that's really how barrel tasting really started. Really did help wineries this time of year when it was slow with sales, buying futures, so that could pay for your glass for when it was time for bottling and printing labels and all that jazz.
Economic priority.
Pay the growers too. That's what I say. Right. I've got all my hungry growers at barrel tasting, thieving as the thieves.
Yeah.
But that's the tradition: is to pay your expenses and then extend the discount to the customer. So I think it's a time-honored tradition, and I think the industry needs it more now than ever. This is the time. This is when the wily, when we get a little scrapey. Scrappy?
Yeah. Scrappy and scrapey.
Scrappy.
Scraping the barrel.
So this is, going to be our 40th or 50th anniversary. But on our 40th, we did a documentary film, and I brought in some of the older wineries to talk about barrel tasting when it started. And Dave Raffinelli just had this great story about, a bunch of, winery owners sitting together talking about, like, we need to get people to Sonoma County, and we need to get people to know that they can go wine tasting.
Oh, yeah.
And what would be unique besides just coming in to your kitchen or whatever and tasting wine. And they thought of this whole barrel tasting idea. Mm-hmm. And Dave said, oh my gosh, that first year of barrel tasting, I mean, you were lucky if somebody showed up. And if they did, you just didn't let them leave because you didn't know if anybody else was going to show up. You had to sit there for 8 hours.
I remember when they showed up with their coffee cups when it was bring your own glass.
Yeah, you used to bring your own glass, and then it was $5 and So this year we are, because of our 50th anniversary, throwing the price back to $50 and $50 for the weekend. I'm super excited about that. And I do love barrel tasting. I know that my kids, who are all now, in their 30s and 40s, that's their first tasting experience was when they were 21 to go barrel tasting. And because for them, and that age group in particular, love that insider idea and getting into a cellar and meeting a winemaker or a winery owner. I mean, it was just like the end of that weekend, like their minds were blown. And I think with barrel wines, they really range. I mean, some of them I think, wow, that is a lot of tannins. That's hard to manage. And then others you think, oh, I would buy this today. I mean, it's just amazing. It's such an eye-opener to go barrel tasting. And I don't think it's this intense educational, crazy experience. It's just, you learn about wine, but not in an intense way. It's really just informative and fun. And I love it.
This is the closest we have to an experience, I think it's an experience going to Sunce, but because you have to deal with us and a little quirky. But I think it's barrel tasting is so special. And I tell you, people like saving money.
That too.
So it's not really a risk. I like to tell people this is who the wine is going to be. This is the wine naked.
Yeah.
And it's the best way to qualify it because it's not masked by oak. It's fresh, and then it's just going to get softer.
I think that's a good way to explain it, actually, saying that time frame, it's not masked by oak. I think that's most of the wineries along the wine road are small producers like yourself. And so if you're buying futures, and you're sharing that with your friends and family, nobody else is going to have that.
I mean, there are wines that never make it to the tasting room.
That they sell out as futures.
Yeah,
yes.
as futures. So
right.
our Nebbiolo, for example, we've never been able to have it in the tasting room because we sell it out as futures.
Wow. I know Rod Berglund at Joseph Swan used to do that. He would have pieces of paper for how many cases there were of each barrel. And as people placed orders, he'd flip the paper over. And so, at some point at 2:00 in the day, there's no more papers. That means that wine is now sold out as futures.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That's a good problem to have. I love that.
Yeah, I think I just thought, oh my God, I thought, wow, mind-blowing. It just seems like it's, goes on forever, but it doesn't.
We've been
X number of barrels.
We've been participating in barrel tasting in Winter Wineland and Wine and Food Affair since the early 90s.
Forever. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a huge part of what we do, and I think that every winery should want to do it, and the Sonoma County people, they're going to come out. They need
the
some
locals.
Their locals are coming out, and then we have our people from all over the country that do this every year, and it's oh
my gosh,
they look forward to it.
We did a video one year. I had somebody out, working for us, videoing, that was happening. And he got some woman who had her Excel spreadsheet of where she'd bought futures last year, where she was going. I mean, it was so detailed and what the futures were, what she already had ordered, she was picking up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh, there's some organization.
Yeah. Just know that when you're buying futures, you're helping the wineries, the growers, their employees.
Yeah.
It is a very good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because, you're saving a lot of money. And also, you're buying something that is probably going to sell out before it's bottled. And you're going to remember the moment you taste. This is the big thing that I think that happens at barrel tasting, is when you taste the wine in the early stages, when it's just, a month or two, or in this case, 5-6 months old, you remember that taste. And then when you get it home, I hope that you taste it again, and then you'll appreciate its development, and then you'll stage out the rest of them.
Right. 6
months, a year, 5, 10, and then you will be able to do what we do at the winery, which is to appreciate its entire development. It's that's the whole beauty of wine.
Okay, so besides the Wine Roads barrel tasting that you have coming up and you're excited about, do you do other events along? I know, gosh, years ago you were taking people out on cruises in San Francisco Bay. Do you have all kinds of different things, or are those wine club things, or what else is happening?
Well, our membership it says it's on our wait list on our website, but we'll let you in. Don't worry. The truth is that
say I know Janae.
Yeah.
And use the secret handshake.
Yes, we take care of our members. They stay in our place in Croatia when they join the highest tier, which is our Apex. It's our Futures Club, and we take them out on the bay for the San Francisco sunset for 2 hours, and we don't charge for anything that we do with our members because the membership is prepaid. And so I just give them perks because I don't sell trinkets. I don't sell tickets. I just sell wine. And that's what I do. We're hardworking, and that we do it for a living, and that we make great wine.
Pay the mortgage because we don't have another tractor to sell.
Exactly. So I find that people like that direct approach and without the frills. And at Sunce, we're not some huge brand. I like to say that we're not a brand at all. We're a brick and mortar, and we have our own bottling line. We've always done it that way. And it's not like we can have several different labels, and I'm glad we never did that because, people want authentic. They want to know that what you're producing, these people are savvy too. They're Renaissance people that have grown up with the internet. You can't get anything past them. So, and they are going to mature. I'm not worried about them not drinking wine right now. And I think I call BS on all that. It's they've always matured into wine, and then they put the kids to bed. They're newly married. They've got a young child. They pop open that cork. They always do. They always come to wine, and I'm here for it. I'm here for you when you get to wine.
I do send a lot of people down to Olivet. I had one day to spend, and you don't want to drive all over the place. It's just a beautiful spot, and each winery is a totally different vibe and different feel and different everything. So, yeah, it's a good spot.
I mean, I like also Martinelli's right around the corner.
Close.
And there's some great wine just in our little neck of the woods. So,
for sure.
Yeah, we have sparkling at Inman. We have,
Right.
I mean, if you go to Battaglini, they've got some aged wines. When people are into that too.
Right.
They're looking for something that's already aged. You can go there. Deloge, they have all the Pinot Noirs, and they even have some French wines on their menu, so you have to ask for those. And then you've got Randy with his Randy's Inn, right? Is that what it's called?
And he's doing a lot of spark. So.
And then let me just say there's Hook and Ladder there too.
Yeah, and Hook and Ladder.
Yeah.
It's right next door.
They have some Italian varietals and lots of things. So we have a lot going on Olivet.
Yeah.
It's a great draw. The road has it's a destination. So it's we're right off of River Road, and we get a lot of traffic.
Yeah, it's easy to find.
I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for you, Beth, and for you, Marci, for fighting the good fight and keeping it going. And for me, you're a very integral part of all of this. The wine road's important, and I want it to keep going. And so it's we have to come together right now. Even though we may all be fierce competitors, the wineries, it's really important right now to support one another and to get through this little period. And the wines are going to be really good because, with struggle, that's what always happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we need to wrap it up. Anything else we need to talk about? Anything else share about Sunce?
Soon you will say the wines at Sunce are divine. Come to Sunce. We have some charcuterie boards. We give it to you for free, and we always have meatballs on the weekends.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
And Franny will be hanging around. He could take you back to the barrels. Come for a good old-fashioned time at Sunce.
I love
I
that.
love that too.
She does have a great little spot right outside the back of the tasting room just to sit. Even if it's a blazing hot day, it's under the shade. Yeah, it's a nice spot.
Thank you, Beth.
And
Marci.
roses. I'm always drawn by the rose trees right down
Well,
the
we'll
front.
put in the show notes a link to how to reach Sunce.
Yeah, come to barrel tasting. I just wanted to plug that one more time. It's the best event. You need the wine anyway, and you're going to save money.
Yeah, now we're at the need to.
Yeah,
you need the wine. Come on, look
for
around,
sure.
people. You need the wine.
That is true.
So that's March 7th and 8th.
All right.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Great.
Come taste our 34th vintage, consecutive vintage.
Oh, my gosh, 34 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
Okay,
Well,
thanks for listening.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.